Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Y&R spoilers Wednesday, September 3rd. Words of wisdom. Teaming up, commitment. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, September 3rd hint at some interesting moments in Genoa City. What is this? A son gets words of wisdom from his parents, while two people team up to strike back, and someone makes a grand commitment. Find out what's set to go down during Wednesday's show below. Kyle Abbott gets parental advice. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, September 3rd suggest that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, will get some advice from his parental units. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers here. However, will he listen to the words of wisdom from Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, or just fluff off what his parents say? This isn't the first time Jack or Diane has tried to give Kyle some advice, so here's hoping he takes it for once in his life. The rejection from Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, saying no to his wedding proposal is still stinging, so here's hoping he listens to what his parents have to say. Read this, The Young and the Restless spoilers. Abbott Communications launch. Company doomed to fail with Sally and Billy in charge? Kyle Abbott gets parental advice. The Abbott family has long been at the center of Genoa City drama, and in recent days, Kyle Abbott has found himself at yet another major crossroads. His personal life, professional choices, and role as a father are colliding in ways that leave him questioning not only his future, but also his identity. When it comes to family on The Young and the Restless, history tends to repeat itself. And for Kyle, that history is now playing out in the form of some much-needed parental advice, whether he's ready to hear it or not. For Kyle, parenthood has always been a defining role, even when his heart and mind were divided by the chaos of romance and business. His devotion to his son, Harrison, has grounded him in moments where everything else in his life felt unstable. Yet, Kyle has often struggled with the pressures of living up to the Abbott name. The son of Jack Abbott and grandson of the iconic Dina Murgeron, Kyle was born into privilege, but also an impossible legacy. That legacy has given him power, but it has also weighed him down with expectations. Now, as he faces new choices that could alter not only his career at Jabot but his entire relationship with Summer Newman and his responsibilities to Harrison, Kyle is confronted by parental wisdom from unexpected directions. Jack Abbott has always had a complicated relationship with fatherhood. He has made mistakes and earned regrets, but he has also grown into a wiser man who knows the consequences of letting ambition overshadow love. Watching his son wrestle with decisions that feel eerily familiar, Jack steps in to offer words that may finally help Kyle see what matters most. He reminds his son that power and revenge rarely fill the emptiness that comes from losing the people who matter. Jack has watched his own pursuit of dominance cost him dearly, from broken marriages to lost connections with his children. Now, he is determined not to let Kyle fall into the same trap. The conversations between father and son are raw, unfiltered, and emotional. Jack's ability to be vulnerable with Kyle allows their bond to strengthen in ways fans have long wanted to see. But Jack isn't the only voice whispering parental advice in Kyle's ear. Diane Jenkins Abbott, Kyle's mother, has her own perspective to share. Once notorious for her manipulations, Diane has fought to prove herself worthy of redemption, both as a wife to Jack and a mother to Kyle. She sees the pain her son carries and urges him not to repeat the mistakes of secrecy and manipulation that once defined her life. Diane's words are softer, nurturing, but equally powerful. She appeals to Kyle's emotional side, encouraging him to lean on love, not resentment, when guiding Harrison through life's complexities. For Diane, being present and honest is the only true form of parenting, and she begs Kyle to embrace that lesson before it's too late. The dual influence of Jack and Diane creates a fascinating dynamic. Kyle is no longer the rebellious young man who resented his parents' mistakes. He is now a father himself, facing the same struggles. The advice he receives is not just from parents, but from people who lived through their own storms and survived to share their scars. For viewers, these moments provide deep emotional resonance, weaving together decades of Abbott family history with the next generation's struggles. Adding further tension is the presence of Summer Newman, Harrison's mother. Though Kyle and Summer share an unbreakable love for their son, their romantic relationship has endured heartbreak, betrayal, and misunderstanding. Summer, too, offers parental advice, reminding Kyle that their son needs stability, not the chaos of broken promises and shifting allegiances. Her words sting, particularly when she accuses Kyle of allowing his family drama to overshadow his responsibilities as a father. But her message is clear. Harrison deserves two parents who put his well-being first, no matter how complicated their personal lives may be. These layered conversations leave Kyle torn but also inspired. He begins to reflect on the patterns that have defined his family for generations. The Abbotts are brilliant, ambitious, and fiercely loyal, but they are also prone to betrayal and self-destruction. Kyle must decide whether he will break the cycle or continue it. And as he sits with the advice of his parents and the warnings of Summer, a picture begins to form of the man he wants to become, not just for himself, but for Harrison. The storyline doesn't shy away from emotional depth. Fans see Kyle grappling with late-night reflections, watching his son sleep and realizing that Harrison represents the chance for a new legacy. Harrison doesn't need the weight of Abbott expectations. He needs a father who will protect him, nurture him, and guide him with honesty. This realization is the turning point in Kyle's arc. He begins to shift from being reactive to intentional, from chasing after short-term wins to considering long-term consequences. The advice he has received acts as the catalyst. Jack's warnings about ambition, Diane's emphasis on honesty, and Summer's plea for stability become the foundation for Kyle's new approach. He is no longer just Jack's son or Diane's son. He is Harrison's father, and that role trumps all others. The ripple effects of this transformation will undoubtedly shape future storylines, particularly as Kyle redefines his relationships with his parents, Summer, and even his place at Jabot. For longtime viewers, the beauty of this arc lies in its continuity. The Abbott family has always been defined by cycles of love, betrayal, and redemption. Watching Jack and Diane now step into the role of guiding their son, while he takes on the responsibility of guiding his own, creates a poetic generational shift. It reminds fans that no matter how much power or wealth the Abbotts hold, their true legacy lies in love and family. As the story continues, questions remain. Will Kyle truly embrace the advice he's been given, or will the temptations of power and pride lure him off course again? Will Jack and Diane's words be enough to keep him from repeating their mistakes, or will Kyle's struggles take him down darker paths before he finds the light? And perhaps most importantly, how will Harrison grow up in the shadow of the Abbott name, with parents determined to protect him but a family history that often complicates everything? One thing is certain, Kyle Abbott's journey as a father is only beginning. With his parents' advice echoing in his ears, his choices now carry even more weight. Fans are watching closely, knowing that every step he takes will shape not only his future but Harrison's as well. Claire Newman and Holden Novak team up. Across town, it sounds like Claire and Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, will have that drink they were talking about in the Tuesday, September 2nd episode. Added teasers hint that the topic of Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, will arise, and it sounds like Claire and Holden will team up to bring the brunette down. What kind of plan will they concoct? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Claire Newman and Holden Novak team up. The drama in Genoa City is never short of surprises, but the newest twist has fans buzzing louder than ever. Claire Newman and Holden Novak, two characters whose lives have been shadowed by secrets, betrayals, and complicated family legacies, are now stepping into the spotlight with an alliance that no one saw coming. The teaming up of Claire and Holden has all the makings of a game-changing power move, one that could alter the balance of influence among the Newmans, the Abbotts, and the rest of the Genoa City elite. But what does this partnership really mean, and how far are they willing to go to protect each other, or themselves? Claire Newman has been fighting to reclaim her place after a lifetime of being shrouded in lies and manipulation. For so long, she was defined by what others wanted her to be rather than who she truly was. From her complicated ties to the Newman family to her struggle for independence, Claire has carried the burden of proving her worth to a world that constantly underestimated her. Now, she is finally standing tall, her own woman, ready to take control of her future. But Claire knows better than anyone that survival in Genoa City doesn't come from going it alone. It comes from choosing the right allies. And in Holden Novak, she may have found the unlikely partner she needs. Holden Novak is a name that has raised eyebrows from the moment he arrived in town. Mysterious, ambitious, and more than a little enigmatic, Holden carries the air of a man with secrets. His motives are often questioned, but his ability to navigate the dangerous currents of power makes him someone impossible to ignore. Like Claire, Holden has been underestimated, viewed as an outsider in a city defined by family dynasties. But outsiders often see the cracks that insiders miss, and Holden's sharp instincts make him a dangerous yet valuable figure. The decision for Claire and Holden to team up doesn't come without hesitation. Both have been burned by alliances in the past, and trust is a rare commodity in their world. Yet, what draws them together is their mutual understanding of what it means to be judged unfairly and to fight against legacies that threaten to destroy them. Claire sees in Holden someone who understands the pain of betrayal and the hunger for redemption. Holden, meanwhile, sees in Claire a partner who is both vulnerable and strong, a woman capable of standing beside him as he charts his course through Genoa City's complicated power struggles. Their partnership begins quietly, with whispers and cautious conversations behind closed doors. At first, it seems like a tentative alliance, born from necessity rather than genuine connection. But soon, the chemistry between them becomes undeniable, not just in terms of attraction, but in their shared drive. Both want more than survival. They want influence, control, and the chance to finally be seen as equals among the city's powerful families. For Claire, that means stepping out of the shadows of the Newmans and defining herself on her own terms. For Holden, it means gaining legitimacy in a town where he has often been dismissed as an interloper. As their plan takes shape, Genoa City begins to notice. Their alliance rattles people who never thought the two would find common ground. Victor Newman, ever watchful, sees the danger in his granddaughter forming a partnership with someone outside the Newman circle. Victor's protective instincts kick into high gear, but Claire resists his interference. She knows this is her chance to prove that she can stand without leaning on Victor's power. On the Abbott side, Jack Abbott keeps a wary eye on Holden, worried that his intentions could threaten the already fragile balance between the families. The impact of this new team doesn't stop with the power players. Summer Newman, Kyle Abbott, and even Adam Newman find themselves pulled into the ripple effects of Claire and Holden's partnership. Old wounds resurface as alliances shift, with suspicion growing over what their true endgame might be. Are they planning a corporate takeover? A personal vendetta? Or something even more explosive? What makes this storyline so compelling is the emotional undercurrent between Claire and Holden. Beneath the strategy and plotting lies a bond that feels more genuine than either expected. Claire, who has struggled to trust after years of manipulation, finds herself opening up in ways she never thought possible. Holden, often guarded and stoic, begins to reveal pieces of his past that explain his determination to succeed. Their connection becomes more than business. It becomes personal. And in Genoa City, that can be both powerful and dangerous. Fans are captivated by the slow burn of their dynamic. Will they remain loyal to each other, or will betrayal rear its head once again? Trust is fragile in their world, and every decision they make could either strengthen their bond or tear it apart. If they succeed, Claire and Holden could reshape Genoa City's hierarchy. If they fail, they could destroy not only themselves but everyone around them. What's clear is that the writers are setting up something big. Claire's evolution from vulnerable to empowered, combined with Holden's mysterious rise, creates a storyline ripe with twists, betrayals, and emotional payoffs. The idea of these two underdogs banding together gives fans someone new to root for, even as they remain wary of the consequences. The emotional stakes, combined with the business and family drama, ensure that their team-up will have far-reaching implications. As Genoa City continues to buzz with speculation, one thing is certain. Claire Newman and Holden Novak's alliance marks the beginning of a new chapter. It is not just about love or power, but about rewriting the rules of a city where family names have always dictated destiny. Together, they represent something different, a chance for new blood to rise and challenge the established order. Whether they succeed or not, their story will leave a lasting impact on the legacy of the Newmans, the Abbotts, and the entire town. The question now is simple. Will Claire and Holden's partnership become the defining force that changes everything, or will it collapse under the weight of secrets, betrayals, and old rivalries? Whatever the answer, Fans won't want to miss a single moment as these two unlikely allies step into the spotlight and make Genoa City their battleground. Billy Abbott's commitment. Finally, the young and the restless spoilers for Wednesday hint that things will get serious between Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, as he'll make a commitment. What does this mean exactly? What is this? Sally is already running Abbott Communications as Billy pursues Chancellor Industries, so the two are closely tied through work. Billy and Sally are together in a romance. But will Billy up the stakes by taking their relationship to the next level? What storyline are you most looking forward to during Wednesday's show? Share your thoughts. Watch your favorite CBS soap daily, and check out to us often for the best young and the restless spoilers, news, and updates. Billy Abbott's commitment. Commitment has never come easily to Billy Abbott, one of Genoa City's most complicated, charming, and troubled figures. His life has been marked by impulsive choices, risky gambles, and passionate love affairs, yet underneath all the chaos, Billy has always searched for meaning. Now, the young and the restless is exploring a new chapter in his journey, one that forces him to look at commitment not just in romance, but in family, business, and his own identity. The question is whether Billy can finally hold steady, or whether his old demons will tear apart everything he has worked for. For decades, Billy Abbott has lived in the long shadow of the Abbott family legacy. As the son of John Abbott, he inherited not only privilege but also enormous expectations. Unlike his siblings, Billy's path has been less direct, defined by rebellion and self-destruction as much as ambition. Yet his failures have never fully erased the goodness at his core. Fans love Billy precisely because he is flawed. He makes mistakes, owns them eventually, and still finds ways to rise again. Now, the issue of commitment places him in the spotlight once more, challenging him to decide what truly matters. Commitment for Billy means many things. In business, he is currently balancing his role at Chancellor Winters with the weight of family loyalty. While Jill Abbott expects him to protect the company's interests, Billy knows that every decision ripples through his relationships with Lily, Devin, and others. He has been accused of being reckless in the boardroom, sometimes leading with his emotions rather than strategy. But lately, Billy has shown signs of change. He is learning to slow down, to weigh consequences, and to stand by his choices instead of running when things get tough. His commitment to Chancellor Winters is being tested, and if he can maintain focus, it could finally prove he has the discipline to lead. Yet business is only part of the story. Billy's personal life is where commitment becomes most complicated. His romantic history is littered with heartbreak. Victoria Newman, Phyllis Summers, Chelsea Lawson, and countless near misses have defined his emotional journey. Each time, Billy has struggled with the balance between passion and responsibility. With Victoria, he longed for stability but sabotaged himself with bad decisions. With Phyllis, he found excitement but lacked staying power. With Chelsea, he experienced vulnerability and connection, but trust issues and personal struggles tore them apart. Through it all, fans have wondered if Billy is truly capable of long-term commitment to love. Recently, his bond with Chelsea has emerged again as one of the most meaningful in his life. They share not only a romantic past but also the bond of co-parenting. Billy has shown tremendous growth in how he supports Chelsea, especially during her struggles with mental health. His presence and empathy during her darkest moments demonstrated a new level of maturity, one that surprised even his harshest critics. For once, Billy didn't run. He stayed, he listened, and he showed up when it mattered most. That kind of commitment marks a turning point, suggesting that Billy may finally be ready to put someone else's needs ahead of his own impulses. Equally important is Billy's role as a father. His devotion to his children has always been a driving force in his story, even when his mistakes threatened to jeopardize those relationships. He has fought to be present, to prove that despite his flaws, he can be a steady figure in their lives. Commitment as a parent doesn't come with shortcuts or excuses, and Billy knows that. Watching him step into that role with greater maturity is one of the most rewarding aspects of his current arc. But Genoa City is not a place where transformation comes easily. Every time Billy seems poised to grow, temptation lurks around the corner. Gambling remains his Achilles heel, a dangerous addiction that has threatened to undo his progress time and again. Even now, with everything he has to lose, the possibility of relapse looms large. His true commitment will be tested not in moments of peace, but in the storms, when old habits call and he must decide whether to give in or stand firm. Another layer of complexity comes from Billy's relationship with his siblings, particularly Jack Abbott. The Abbott brothers have always had a bond forged in love but tested by rivalry. Jack has often acted as Billy's protector, stepping in to rescue him from self-destruction. Yet, Jack has also been frustrated by Billy's lack of consistency. For Billy to prove his commitment, he must show Jack and himself that he can be reliable, not just in moments of crisis but in the day-to-day responsibilities of carrying the Abbott name. Their bond will either deepen as Billy proves himself or fracture further if Billy falls back into old patterns. The broader question is what commitment really means to Billy Abbott. Is it about family loyalty, romantic devotion, personal growth, or professional responsibility? Or is it all of the above? What makes this storyline so compelling is that Billy's journey mirrors the struggle many people face in real life, learning to show up, to be accountable, and to keep promises even when it's difficult. For Billy, commitment is not just about saying yes. It's about staying the course when the excitement fades and the challenges grow. As the story unfolds, the writers are laying the groundwork for potential major turning points. Will Billy finally solidify his future with Chelsea, proving he can sustain love without sabotage? Will he cement his role at Chancellor Winters, earning the respect of colleagues who doubt him? Will he resist the lure of old vices and show that his growth is real, not temporary? Each of these threads ties back to the central theme, commitment. What makes this arc especially rich is that it allows viewers to see Billy in all his dimensions. He is not just the reckless gambler or the charming lover. He is a father, a brother, a son, a businessman, and a man struggling to evolve. The commitment storyline ties together his past, present, and future, offering the possibility of redemption while keeping the door open for drama. Because with Billy Abbott, nothing is ever simple. His charm and unpredictability are what keep fans invested, even as they root for him to finally get it right. As Genoa City watches Billy navigate these challenges, one thing is clear: his choices will ripple through the lives of everyone around him. If he succeeds in embracing commitment, he could finally find the stability and fulfillment he has long craved. If he fails, the fallout will be devastating, not only for Billy but for the people he loves most. Fans remain divided, some skeptical that Billy can ever truly change, others hopeful that this is his moment to shine.